breaking news, Dan.
Breaking news because the 5 gets results, maybe. Eric Swalwell is resigning from Congress. He said this in a statement. I am deeply sorry to my family, staff, and constituents for mistakes in judgment I've made in my past. I will fight the serious false allegation made against me. However, I must take responsibility and ownership for the mistakes I did make. I am aware of efforts to bring an immediate expulsion vote against me and other members. Expelling anyone in Congress without due process within days of an allegation being made is wrong, but it's also wrong for my constituents to have me distracted from my duties. Therefore, I plan to resign my seat in Congress. I will work with my staff in the coming days to ensure they are able, in my absence, to serve the needs of the good people of the 14th Congressional District. So Max Gordon, he's out in California. He's got the latest for us. I had you on Newsroom this morning. This is quite a turn of events.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, this isn't necessarily unexpected, but it is definitely a shock to the political world. You know, he was a leading candidate for California governor just a couple of days ago, but then this bombshell report came out in the San Francisco Chronicle with allegations that he sexually assaulted a woman while he was, or she was one of his staffers. Then CNN came out with a separate report interviewing 3 additional women, saying that there was some sexual impropriety that had gone on. It was really just a weekend of implosion for his campaign, where we had staffers quitting, and then we had the Democratic establishment telling Swalwell that he should drop out of the race for California governor. He then did that on Sunday evening, and then now today we see that he is going to be vacating his congressional seat. We had calls for him to step down from his congressional seat as well. So, you know, this is really going to be sending shockwaves throughout the political world, but not necessarily unexpected.
All right, Max Gordon, thank you for that update. And Harold Ford Jr. will kick us off with another round of commentary about this. Harold, I guess this, well, it might put a complete end to his political career. Good decision by him?
Probably the only decision for him. I think 2 things. One, and I'll start where I finished before. This now puts in play this California governor's race and will give it national attention that it probably did not have a few days ago. And 2, that's the question is, for the other 3 members of Congress that they were talking about, the Congress taking action on, perhaps censoring or even expelling, what happens with those 3 members will be interesting to see over the next few days.
All right, Emily?
I think it's interesting that he used allegation singular when there are multiple allegations against him. And so I wonder if he's just referring to the allegation of rape, which he said
that's how I took it.
Yeah. Yeah, great news. I'm in a great mood now because of this. The distraction he talked about, he's been a distraction since day one. We know that he has spent way too much time on social media trying to curry favor with his followers rather than his constituents. I know for a fact his constituents won't miss him because they felt underrepresented by him the entire time. He was never a representative of the East Bay, and he certainly has been MIA for quite a long time once he got his Washington, D.C. home. So good luck fighting everything, and he's being criminally investigated too. Hopefully this is the last we'll hear about him politically and ever, frankly.
All right, and then I guess this could change and maybe help Steve Hilton even more in the California governor's race.
Absolutely, and you know what's not said enough about Eric Swalwell with all these accusations? You forget his major quality is that he is a really dumb guy. He has always been an idiot. I mean, really, he's like a sitcom character. He reminds me of, remember Ted Knight on Mary Tyler Moore?
Yeah. Yes.
What was his name? The newscaster there.
Yeah.
Yes.
On
like a Ron Burgundy.
Remember him? I forget, isn't it? But he is just a dum-dum. I mean, he has always been. So, you know, these scandals, they don't surprise me. Also, his rambling statement, so unimpressive. It's classic. I mean, keep it brief. All right, and he writes, "This is outrageous. These accusations, they're not true, but you know, but I do have to own up that there were some bad things I did. Also, it's outrageous to ask someone to step down, but I am stepping down. I mean, just shut up."
Right. Well, he is, and you know, it's interesting. He, Jesse, has missed more votes in Congress than a Democratic guy who passed away last March.
That's a lot of votes. It's funny he complained about not getting due process. He never gave it to Kavanaugh or any of the other people he tried to skewer. Anna Paulina Luna, the congressman, says that there's going to be more stuff coming out about him, more allegations. And so he probably knew that. There's also a video circulating of him online. I don't know if it's true. I don't even know if it's even him. There's a lot of innuendo swirling around this guy, and there are criminal charges potentially here in New York City based off something that happened with one of his employees, and could be a problem.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube, and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.